Hi guys. So today I just went out to boat. This is it's Florida. It's a primary boating right now, and I want make sure. Actually, the the boating was on the 20th. I think it's a Tuesday, and for the first time in my life, I boated early because I just want to find out what's going on, and then want to make sure there's a lot of changing right now. And then the first time went there, the boating it's a boating machine. It used to be a ballot, and now Florida, especially in my area, they turned it to a voting machine. Uh, I don't know about I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not quite sure. I was surprised, but at the same time, I think we usually we have a good government here, governor. When I mean governor DeSantis, so I hope everything would not be a problem. We all know that the voting machine sometimes it's a problem. The reason I try to vote early because of what we have seen before in others from other state that sometime you want to vote the last minute or on the day, and then there's a problem or there's a an unforeseen situation. So, and like I said, this November 5th is it's very critical. So I want to make sure. That's why I tried the early vote, and I might also do the early voting for November. Anyway, so I love to vote. By the way, it's my constitution right. When make sure I vote, and I also at the same time I I might try to volunteer too, um, since I have the time right now. But anyway, this video is about what would I tell my younger self. So I'm apologize on that talking about other stuff, but that's me. If you have been watching my channel, that's me. It's no editing. It just go with the flow. Whatever come to mind, I will say it. So I have been very busy lately. I was not able to upload my Philippine trip. That it's not like I forsaken or I forgot all about it. I have a lot of video. I have a lot of video. I have a lot of things to share. But I just want to do it on my when I have free time. Like I said, when I retired, I feel all of a sudden I don't know. I think something changed. I could not understand. My mentality changed, my eating habit or everything. What I my thoughts changed. Uh, it's hard to explain, but and I was thinking I just saw about something. I think a video, somebody talking about what would I tell my younger self. I always like to do that. I always want to tell my younger self because I love that movie Back to the Future, and I always like always like if I can just go back in time, meet my younger self, something like that. It's just a fantasy, things that in my mind. And I just this week I just renting movie about time machine. No, no, no. Don't worry, I'm not going crazy yet. I'm not going crazy, but yeah, at the same time, I think some people might think that I was like why I was talking about negative about the Philippines. It's not. Of course, I was born and raised in the Philippines, and the photo on my actually on my this is the what do you call this the thumbnail. It's a photo of myself, my younger self, and then the picture, the background was that is Binondo Church. I was born like 100 feet from that church. I remember going there and play, and then across from that church, it's like a this like a uh, like a rotunda. They turn to you can go there and play. That's what we were doing when we were younger. We would go there, late afternoon at night. We would just go there and play. So this is, very close to my heart. And I actually went there. I went there, when I went to the Philippines, I went there to visit the area. I have shown it one of the video showing that they were doing a deep feeding for the poor people. It smells so good. I was like filming, and I was like, I want that. I want, but I would not dare to ask for a bowl, because I seen people, they, I rather, I mean, they would rather to have that bowl. They were hungry, and then but I can smell. I was talking to, the volunteer. I said, it smells so good. It looks so delicious. And then she said, yeah, because we have a very good cook. Anyway, anyway, so going back to what would I tell my younger self, I would tell my younger self is to love yourself first. You have to love yourself first. Or maybe it's not about being selfish, because I have been, especially when my life here in the U.S. I always think about somebody else, uh, not myself. I was always like being very generous to somebody else, or being very helpful to somebody. I'm talking about family, friends. And then I share this. I used to hate. I'm telling you, I hate Christmas. I just hate it, because it was so for me. It was so much pressure, during Christmas time. Uh, it it just feel like it's like you have the obligation. It's almost like an obligation. You have to give somebody, your loved one. You have to buy gift. Make sure they're happy with that. And then like I have shared this. It's like, I worked all year, and then waiting for my bonus. And then when the bonus is getting nearer, my boss always getting more meany, more mean. They are so more mean, because they're gonna let go their bonus. And then all of a sudden, when I finally receive my bonus, it just like slip off my hand. Just came. I just hold it for like 5 minutes, and it just slip off my hand, because I have to, give that to somebody else. So that's my life. That's why I hate Christmas. I just too much pressure. And then every time I hear a Christmas song, I really despise it. Not until like I think 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna take care of myself. I wanna, if I like something, I would go out and buy it, because I can afford it. I'm not rich, but I have the money. I worked all my life. I can afford it. Having said that, I still not doing the whole thing. I still, like always worry about the rainy days, the rainy days and Monday, like but that's just me, because I I have fall on hard time when I was a teenager. I fall on hard time, almost homeless, if it not from by the grace of God, or I was kind of being rescued by family, my aunt. Otherwise, I could be homeless, from like a living like a rich kid, which we are not. But I thought the money was there, and then we were just bankrupt, like nothing, almost like nothing to eat. I remember going out and buying kilo of rice. Those are the things that I remember. And it was tough. It was tough time. So this is always stuck in my brain, or my thinking. That's why I always very careful, very very careful. Uh, and then now I've seen. I've been watching before. I've been watching a lot of expat life in the Philippines, and then you see them struggle. many have struggled. I mean, I'm sure many are okay, but also many are, struggle with their finances. And then, of course, people will be critical. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed, 50-50. I remember, for me, you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself first. At the same time, you have to take care of yourself. It's your responsibility. Your family is your responsibility. My family is my responsibility. So I remember one time I was like I said, I was at that time I was working as a houseman and not the butler, because it all depends. Sometimes I work as a butler, and then some of the job I would take work as a houseman. It all depends on the situation, or how desperate I was. I remember one time I was working as a houseman, and then I was, like asking my boss for a raise because I was doing a lot for him, and he always tell me like, hey, you know what? I have a lot of employee, but you are here always with me because you work in my house, So if you have any if you have any problem or anything like that, you can always come to me much easier than my other employee, right? All bullshit. So when I asked for a raise, he started to play with me like, oh, and then I said, oh, I already paying you a lot of money, which is not true. And then one day he would not give me another raise. He said to me, you know what? Because I remember we have an exchange, and not we always have a good conversation. He always like get me into the office like a meeting, like every day, every single day. I'm a houseman. Every day, single day, I'm having a meeting with the boss. Uh, and then we were just, he said, oh, anything we want to, this is about, it's about like Christmas time, and he gave me a good bonus. I would say, yeah, it's a good bonus. And then he said, anything you want to talk about, any you want to discuss, or what do you see, or and then I said, maybe you can maybe adjust a little bit of my salary. And he said, oh, and he just laughed. He said, okay, we'll talk next year, right? So this is like December, and then next year, and then he like play with me. Oh, he's paying me a lot already. And then he said, I'm paying you. I also give you health insurance and give you health insurance to your family. And then what else? He was telling me that, and this is the first time. This is the first time he said, you know what? When I hire you, employer has to pay a fraction of the share of your social security, whatever. And then that's the first time, the employer will tell me, tell the employee about that they have to. But that's true. When they hire you, when they are paying you, you pay. Of course, they deduct a portion of your salary for your taxes and then social security, and then employer have to match your social security. Okay, so he was saying adding that to my pay, like, hey, you know what? Let's just say, um, he's paying me 500, right? 500. So he's paying extra like 30 for the social security, whatever the number. He said, I'm paying you 530. So he's trying to, and then I give you insurance. You have to add the insurance. How much is the insurance? That's a lot of money. And that's how he was bargaining with me. And then I say, you know what? I said, Mr. Boss, I just, you asked me, and I said, if you can adjust a little bit because, uh, I was just getting by, and then that's why I was, working 2, 3 other job. I was just telling him because I said we were just chatting, and then it's up to you. And then he go like, couple of days later, he come back say, you know what? I don't know what I have to. think the whole thing. I think we have a, after that he was, he kept playing with me, and then I get so mad. I said, you know what? The other house, the housekeeper was making more money than me, and then something like that. I got, you know, I would, if he's not going to give me a raise, just say, hey, you know what? Maybe next year. That's it, right? Don't play. He just like try to manipulate my brain or something like that. Keep telling me a whole bunch of things, like almost like he's overpaying me, or say pay me too much already, blah blah blah. And then I just got so like like pissed off, and I told him, I say, you know what, the across the street, the housekeeper there, and she was making more money than I was, and that kind of set him up, like he was he was taken, like insulted or something like that, and he told me that, you know what, you are not my responsibility. You're just one of my employee. You're not my responsibility. My responsibility is my family. And I remember vividly what he told me. And up to this time, that's what I'm saying. I am responsible. My responsibility is my family. My responsibility is not to the whole world. That I just want to share that. What this is a very rich man, and that's what he told me, that when I was just asking for a little bit adjustment of my salary, and he was playing those kind of things with me, and then he told me that, hey, you know what, you're not my responsibility. All right, chuck it. Anyway, uh, so yeah, if I'm gonna if I met my younger self, I would say, you know what, you have to love yourself first. It's okay. I know you like, you have a soft heart. You like to help people because maybe of your experience. Um, but now I understand. I understand that you have to love yourself first, because I have went through some disappointment. I went through some disappointment that people that I help, and then they just take it for granted. I worked so hard for those damn money. I worked so hard for it. Try to save it just so I be able to help them, and then they and then when later it's like, okay, bye bye. It's like almost like, I don't know. I don't want to be too negative, but it's the reality. Like it just say, you know what, tough luck. Because you felt for my situation. Now I'm gonna look for another another person. So um, and then you go there and you watch YouTube, and you see a lot of people struggle. They make a video. And there's one guy that keep making video at laying down on his hospital bed, almost like a daily, making video about his situation. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, I just don't know, like, do you really have to do that? I mean, every single day. Oh, my doctor said this and that, and this is what they're gonna do, and when I want to ask for your opinion, or something like that. At first I felt like it's very helpful. I really appreciate it, because if you it I think it sometimes, when people, like, if you encounter sickness, something, especially sickness, it's good to share, so other people can learn from you. But it's not like you making it like every single day, and just telling the whole world, what's going on. I think it's just too much. So yeah, I like, and then in the Philippines, I just whatever come to mind, I would just share it with you. It's not like it's not only because of the heat that I was complaining, the pollution also one thing, and then of course the food. And like I said, I think I'm the one who have changed. My food now. I used to hate the food that before, but probably getting old, start to eating habits start to change. I gotta have salad, and then I can't believe that I used to hate meatloaf. I hate meatloaf before. If I see meatloaf, I want to throw it away. But now I love meatloaf and I love mashed potato, right? So those are the things that I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm saying this to you right now. So the other thing that I also forgot or failed to mention was in the Philippines. I Because my original plan was to when I go there, I just want to rent a nice place, a nice apartment or something like that, or a condo, high-rise condo, and then when you're there, when you live there for a couple of weeks, and then you see the pros and the cons, right? The reason I want to live on a high-rise building because to get away from the noise. I don't want to hear the dog barking or the rooster or people playing karaoke, something like that. The noise bother me a lot. So that's why I say I want to be on a high rise. And then I finally did that in BGC. I was, renting. It's an Airbnb, very nice building as like what do you call that, security or door person, something like that. And then I live in I think 22nd or 24th floor. And then I realized it's a pain. Sometimes when you have to go down, and then especially when there's a lot of people using the elevator, and then the elevator will just stop constantly on each floor. On each floor, by the time I got down, I'm so dizzy. So I said to myself, "This is not good." So I don't know what I'm gonna do now. the the other thing that I failed to mention was when I was in the Philippines, because I drink a lot of water. All right, I drink a lot of water. I buy this thing. What is it? 5 gallon water from 7-Eleven, and then I have this. I bought this. Right, this one. I bought this to put the water, and I have to carry that. It gets so heavy, and my wife also got one, because I was saying if we go out and we get thirsty, so we can take a little sip. I don't have to buy a whole drink, because if I buy the whole, like a whole bottle of drink, I have to drink it all, and then once I drink it all, then I have to go to the restroom. When you are out there in the Philippines, how it's not easy. It's not easy to find a restroom. You don't know it's a clean restroom or not, and then some of the restaurant going to charge you. I remember I was at the mall, and then I was going to go in, and then the lady said, "Sir, sir, 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 it's it you have to pay." I said, "How much is it?" 10 peso. I said, "What?" I said, "The other restaurant, they don't charge, and you want to charge. It is in the mall." And then she said 10 pesos. I'm not going to pay 10 peso. I was half joking, but at the same time, I was, I was not really. It's it's not like urgent that I have to go to. But when I was in the Philippines, I just try to go to restaurant as much, even I'm not, I don't really have to, because just to be safe, because you don't know, you could be in a place that there's no restroom. So yeah, I refuse to pay a 10 peso fee for the restroom, and then I went to the other side. I was get able to get one that they don't you don't have to pay. So where was I now? That's one thing. That's why I said I was so disappointed, was because I have to carry this whole thing. I have to carry the water, and then I have to carry extra, like extra battery, for the phone, and then to carry the what do you call that, the GoPro or something like that, because I was planning to use the GoPro. So you get a lot of stuff. In short, I'm getting old. I think it's too old for me to do, that type of thing, the blogging thing. I just can't do it. I might be able to just do the talking head. I just can't do the blogging anymore. So those are the thing. But going back to what would I tell myself? My yeah, this yeah, you look back, and then you look back. I sometimes I feel sorry for myself because I was like I told you, I've been working when I was younger. When I first arrived here, I was struggle, to raise a family, working three job, and then sometime, I have a little bit issue with my daughter. My daughter, like, I remember, but she's just like, I call her spoiled brat because maybe I gave her, I did not let her experience, the hardship. Everything is given to her. But she's good. She's a good girl. It's just like it's not like I wanted to be. I wanted to be to have like more open conversation. Like I always, because I devoted my life, my time to my family. I never go out have fun. I never, I know here in the U.S. people have their own like boys' night out or girls' night out. I never do that. It's always work and home for me. So and then I remember sometime, one time I was talking to my daughter, and like I say we gotta talk because it's hard to talk to her. It's always she's always so busy. I just couldn't talk to her, and then we have a one-on-one discussion, and then I say, what is what is what is it, why you are treating me this way? And then she said, but this is like more than 10, 15 years ago. She was much younger. And she said, because, there were times that I was not there for her. I said, what are you talking about? Like, sometimes recital, she have to go, she have a dance recital. It's only mom is there and dad is not there. I said, I'm working. I always try to, I was always there, but not in time. After work, I have to go rush to go to her recital. She have so many activities before. She have piano. She have this tennis lesson. I always take her to the tennis lesson. I was the one, and then what else? Dance, and then can't remember the other. Or even skating, something like that. I remember one time I was so tired. Took her to the bowling. I think bowling or is it skating? They were doing. Oh no, skating. And I was just sleeping, watching her, skating. I was just sleeping because I was so tired. That day it was a Saturday, but then I was off on my regular job, on my houseman job. Then I have to go night shift. I have to go to work for a caterer as a waiter. So that's what she said to me, and I said, I was working. I was working hard, so you can have, the things, that 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 you have. Sometimes I tease her. I said like you almost like a living like a rich kid. We try to give her a very comfortable life. Um, but anyway, so when I was in the Philippines, it was in June. I was still there, and then my daughter surprised me, and she sent me 500 pesos. I mean, not peso, dollar. She sent me 500, and I was like, "Why do you send me that this much?" She always like to give me something on those special occasion, but this one, I was surprised. I said, What? What is this? Why you give me so much?" And she said, "No, because you're in the Philippines, so you can." have fun, or take mom uh, to eat or buy something. Uh, she was very generous, but I just wish that I wish that she have more time talking with me. That's more important to me. Do I sound like an old man? Maybe. I prefer, to have more like, downtown conversation, because she's always so busy. You cannot talk to her. I know she worked hard just like me, and she tried to climb the ladder too. Even I was a houseman. I was also trying to climb the ladder. I know people, especially the American people say, "Oh, he's just working like a mate or something like that." I get that all the time, but they don't realize that even though in the U.S., when you're working like this, like my job, something like that, you get paid decent. You get paid very decent, and then some of the job we get 401k. That's why I have a pension. I don't have a very good, not very good. What I'm saying, I have Social Security is not a lot, just a minimum. But luckily, I have a pension from employer. So that is also one thing I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. I love I love the boat. I'm very grateful that just if I would tell my younger self, say, hey, you know what, uh, don't worry, you'll be okay, because here in the U.S. we have what we call a Social Security. I don't know. Um, Sometimes I heard people say, hey, we pay for it. We pay into it. We deserve it. I know we deserve it, but maybe because I'm an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I'm from the Philippines, so I feel more. Is it gratitude? I don't know if I use the right word, but I just feel like I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for my Social Security. Very thankful for my pension. So yeah, I mean, I was thinking, if I was still in the Philippines, don't get me wrong. Some people say, oh, you just leave the Philippines because you went for to have a better life. Yeah, maybe it's true, but it doesn't mean that I have at that time when I left the Philippines, I was doing okay. I was doing okay. I was making to make it simple, because if I tell you the number, how much money I was making, it's hard to understand. I was making 5 or 6 times the minimum salary of the people there at that time when I left, as a sales rep for shoe manufacturing. And also I have a side. When you do like a selling in the Philippines, you always have somebody will give you something else to sell. So yeah, that's my blog for today. And then I will just bear with me. I will continue uploading those Philippine trip, and share you uh, what's going on, and also my Dumaguete experience. All right. Thank you, folks. Let me know, and then let me tell me about what would you tell your younger self. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye now.